So I'm not a data analyst anymore. I was been thinking about making this video for quite some time now, and what I realize is that all the way back when I started this channel, or even when I started my career, so this goes deeper than just the channel. But when I started my career, I was always looking for something to be defined as, and I wanted to be the tech guy. I wanted to be smart. So, um, what a lot of people do is, their profession defines who they are, and I was no different. So I wanted to be a software engineer so I could be called and associate with software engineers and be known as the smart tech guy. Data analytics was a little bit different. I pivoted into that just because I was in a toxic work environment, but I realized that I really lost myself in all of that, and I've always kind of just became, or my identity is strictly tied to the profession. And that's also what happened to my channel, is I was so worried about, I had a couple videos that did pretty well and grew a decent amount of, you guys as subscribers. And I've always been scared to kind of pivot because I saw a little bit of traction and was scared to pivot and kind of make videos that I want that aren't necessarily strictly talking about tech or coming from a different lens of just being an expert. So my current role is still a senior data analyst, but as far as this channel, I want to be more than just what my occupation or my job is. I want people to view me, or I want you guys to view me on how I think, not necessarily just for my profession. So I will be switching stuff up. So I'm definitely going to keep doing that stuff because I know that you guys are here for it, and it is going to be valuable for people that are still getting into tech. So I'm not saying that's going away, but I think I'm just going to be doing more of how I want to do it. And I got caught up in the whole, social media or YouTube thing where I was afraid to let go of my ego to see like views drop. I say views drop. I'm not like a huge YouTuber or anything, but just being afraid to see the drop in numbers. But with the videos I've been posting, especially when I kind of pivoted more of my content from software engineering or coding specific to data analytics, they kind of dropped anyway. The only thing is that switching, I realized that any kind of like profession or thing that I'm in, that's not necessarily what fuels me or what I'm passionate about. It's actually like solving new problems and doing cool things. That's the simplest way to put it. So I'm not a data analyst. I'm not a software engineer. I'm more than that. I know that sounds cliche and a little weird, but I want you guys to also see that. Me just kind of showing you how to do cool things and how I think about these things, and like going through the struggle and not trying to fancy up all of these things to make sure I'm presenting it for you guys to understand, and more or less just for you guys to see and learn through what I'm doing or what I will be doing. I think that's just a lot cooler. So I've been thinking about making this video for weeks now, just because every time I get to like a niche or like a profession, it's just like, I say a bunch of stuff about it, which is all true stuff and given true game here. But then it just becomes kind of stagnant. And I feel like I have to keep doing that specific thing, Wouldn't I rather just build stuff and show you guys and explain and show you the hardships and the different things that I'm going through trying to build these things? I feel like that's a lot, I was going to say funner. That's more fun for me specifically. And if I'm not doing this to enjoy it, then what am I really doing it for, you know? And that's kind of where my head's at. But yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys stay around. If you don't, I completely understand. But yeah, love, peace, and chicken grease.